Dear students, welcome to my classroom. In previous part of probability chapter, we discussed about random experiment, sample space, event, and what are mutually exclusive events and what are equally likely events, etc. And also we discussed about the probability of an event. Let us rewind some important points regarding to probability. The probability of an event E is denoted by P of E, and P of E is equal to number of outcomes favorable to E by number of all possible outcomes of the experiment. And also, sum of the probabilities of complementary events is 1. That is probability of an element E and the probability of its complementary event, that is P of E bar, is equal to 1. P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. And the probability of an event E is a number P of E such that it lies between 0 and 1. That is the probability of an event not less than 0 and not more than 1. 0 less than or equal to P of E less than or equal to 1. And the sum of the probabilities of all the elementary events of an experiment is 1. And also we have seen a lot examples regarding to these points. And in this class, we are going to solve the problems in exercise 13.1. Okay, let us take the first problem. Complete the following statements. So, in this title, the first question is given that probability of an event E plus probability of the event not E is equal to dash. So, here the probability of the event not E means the complementary event of E. So here it is asking that what is the sum of the probability of E plus probability of E bar. So already we have seen that the sum of these two is equal to 1. So P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. And the second one is the probability of an event that cannot happen is dash. Such an event is called dash. So we know that the probability of an event which cannot happen is 0, and such an event is called an impossible event. Okay, so what is impossible event? The event which cannot be happen is called impossible event, and the probability of happening that event is also 0. So let us see the third one. The probability of an event that is certain to happen is dash, and such an event is called dash. So students, so as like second one, the event which is certainly happen is called certain event or sure event, and the probability of that event is 1. So the probability of an event that is certain to happen is 1. Such an event is called sure event or certain event. So next one, the sum of the probabilities of the elementary events of an experiment is, as we have seen it, 1. So next one is the probability of an event is greater than or equal to dash and less than or equal to dash. So we know that 0 less than or equal to probability of an event less than or equal to 1. So the probability of event is greater than or equal to 0 and less than or equal to 1. Okay. So next, take the second problem. Which of the following experiments have equally likely outcomes? Explain. So let us see what are equally likely events once more. Two events or outcomes are said to be equally likely if the chance of occurrence of them are equal. Okay, so let's see first one. A driver attempts to start a car. The car starts or does not start. So here is the answer is no, because if a driver trying to start a car. The car may start or may not be start as it depends on fuel in car engine. As well as starting also depends on how old car is and there is no accident happened with car. So now we can conclude that the factors on which car will start are not same. So thus we can say that given events are not equally likely events. Okay. So let us see second one. A player attempts to shoot a basketball. She or he shoots or misses the shot. So for this one also answer is no. Because when a player shoot basketball, the number of shots player shoots can go in or misses is depends on player's ability. And here the player's ability is not defined. So we can conclude that the shoots or misses the shot are not equally likely events. So let's see the third one. A trial is made to answer a true false question. So the answer is right or wrong. So we can say that we easily say that these two events are equally likely. So the answer is yes, because we know that in the trial there are only two cases that answer may be right or it may be wrong. Okay, because we have only two options. If we put correct option, the question is true. The answer is true, or otherwise it is false. So that is the chances for answer is right or wrong are same. So we can conclude that the answer is right or wrong are equally likely events in this case. Okay. So next one, a baby is born. It's a boy or girl. So here also we know that these two are equally likely because uh, when a baby child is born, there are only two chances that baby may be a boy or a girl. That is the chances for a boy or a girl are same. So we can conclude that the given events that is that born baby is a boy or girl are equally likely events. Okay. So take the question third one. If probability of an event E, that is P of E is 0.05, what is the probability of not E? So here not E means not occurrence of E. That is the event against E. So here we have to find the probability of the complementary event of E, that is P of E bar. Okay. So given P of E is equal to 0.05 and we have P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1, isn't it? The sum of the probability of complementary events is 1. So we have P of E plus P of E bar is equal to 1. And now by substituting P of E is equal to 0.05 in this equation, so 0.05 plus P of E bar is equal to 1. And from this we can write P of E bar is equal to 1 minus 0.05, which is equal to 0.95. So that is the solution of this question. So take one more. A bag contains lemon flavored candies only. Malini takes out one candy without looking into the bag. What is the probability that she takes out the first one, orange flavored candy, and the second one, she takes out a lemon flavored candy? Okay, here it is given that the bag contains only lemon flavored candies. So Malini takes out one candy randomly from that bag. So now we have to find that the probabilities of the chances of getting candy is of orange flavor and the probability of she takes out a lemon flavored candy. So take the first one. And there are only lemon flavored candies in the bag. The event that candy took out by Malini to be an orange flavored is an impossible event whose probability is 0, isn't it? because there are only lemon flavored candies in the bag. So she can't took a orange flavored candy from that bag. So this is an impossible event, and we know that the probability of impossible event is 0. So therefore, the probability that she takes out an orange flavored candy is 0. That's the second one. So as all the candies in the bag are only lemon flavored, the event that candy took out by Malini to be a lemon flavored is a certain event whose probability is 1, because all the candies in the bag are of only lemon flavored. So the candy took out by Malini will also lemon flavored. That is, it is certain event. So therefore, the probability that she takes out a lemon flavored candy is 1, because it is a certain event. Okay. So next, take fifth one. Rahim removes all the hearts from the cards. What is the probability of first one getting an ace from the remaining pack? Second one getting a diamond. Third one getting a card that is not a heart. Getting the ace of hearts. This is the fourth one. So before solving all these four, we know that the number of cards in the deck is 52. Okay, as we have seen in previous part, the number of cards in a deck of cards is 52, and we know that there are 13 hearts in these 52 cards. So after removing all the 13 from these, all the 13 hearts from the deck of cards, then the number of cards remained in the deck is 52 minus 13. That is because we are here removing all the 13 hearts from the deck. So the number of remaining cards is 52 minus 13, which is equal to 39. And now the number of ways of getting a card from this remaining pack is n of s is equal to 39, because here we are taking only one card from this pack. So the number of ways getting a card from this deck is n of s is 39, where s is the sample space. Okay, that is the number of all possible outcomes is 39. Now, to find the probability of getting an ace from the remaining pack. So when all the hearts are removed from the pack, one of the 4 aces that is in hearts will also removed from the pack. Okay, we have one ace of heart in the pack. So as it is removed from the pack, the number of aces remained in the pack of cards is 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So let A be the event the card getting to be an ace. And we know that this happens in 3 ways. Okay. So then A is equal to that now A remains with a diamond ace, spade ace, club ace. Okay. So that is n of A is equal to 3. Now the probability of getting an ace from the remaining pack is denoted by P of A, which is equal to number of outcomes favorable to A by number of all possible outcomes. That is number of elements in sample space. And we denote it with by n of A by n of S, which is equal to 3 by 39 and is equal to 1 by 13. So the probability of getting an ace from the remaining pack is 1 by 13. So let's see the second one. That is to find the probability of getting a diamond. So the number of diamond cards in the pack of cards is 13, because only hearts are removed from the pack. So diamond cards are as it is. So the number of diamond cards in the pack of cards is 13. And let B be the event that card getting to be a diamond card. So here we need the probability of getting a diamond. So let B be the event that card getting to be a diamond. Now n of B is equal to 13. Because there are 13 possible 13 outcomes are favorable to the event E, and the 13 are diamond cards. So the probability of getting a diamond from the remaining pack is P of B is equal to N of B by N of S. That is number of outcomes favorable to B by number of all possible outcomes. So which is equal to 13 by 39 and is equal to 1 by 3. So the probability of getting a diamond is 1 by 3. And take the third one. Probability of getting a card that is not a heart. So the number of cards which are not a heart in the pack is 39 because remaining all cards are not hearts. We removed all hearts from the pack. So the cards remaining the pack are not hearts. And the number of these cards is 39. So let's see with the event that card getting to be a card which is not a heart. So we have such cards, 39 such cards. So N of C is equal to 39. Now the probability of getting a card that is not a heart is P of C is equal to number of number of outcomes favorable to C by number of elements in sample space. That is number of all possible outcomes, which is equal to 39 by 13, which is equal to 1. So here we can say that this event is a certain event because as all the hearts are removed from the pack, then getting a card that is not a heart is a sure event. So the probability that a card getting card is not a heart is 1. So in that way also we can answer this question. Okay. So next fourth one, to find the probability of getting the ace of hearts. So the number of ace of heart cards in the remaining pack is 0 because we removed all the heart cards and there is only one ace of heart cards in the pack of cards. So the number of ace of hearts remained in the pack is 0. So let D be the event that card getting to be an ace of hearts. Now N of D is equal to 0 we have because there are no hearts in the pack. So now the probability of getting an ace of heart is P of the event D is equal to number of outcomes favorable to D by number of elements in sample space. That is 0 by 39 is equal to 0. So here we can say that as all the hearts removed from the pack, the event that getting an ace of heart is an impossible event, so that its probability is 0. Okay, and simply we can answer in that way also. So let us take the sixth problem. It is given that in a group of 3 students, the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday is 0.992. What is the probability that the 2 students have the same birthday? Here it is given that the probability of 2 students not having the same birthday is 0.992, and we need to find the probability that the 2 students have the same birthday. That is the complementary against the given event. Okay, so let E be the event that 2 students not having the same birthday, and it is given that P of E is equal to 0.992. That is the probability of occurrence of this event is 0.992. And now the event that the 2 students have the same birthday is complementary event of E, because here E is the event that 2 students not having the same birthday. Then its complementary event is 2 students have the same birthday. So probability of the 2 students have the same birthday is P of E bar. And we know that P of E bar is equal to 1 minus P of E, which is equal to 1 minus 0.992 and is equal to 0.008. So that the probability that the 2 students have the same birthday is 0.008. Okay. So let's see the seventh one. A die is rolled once. Find the probability of getting a prime number. Second one, a number lying between 2 and 6. Third one, an odd number. Okay. So take the solution. So we know that when a die is rolled once, then the set of sample space, that is set of all possible outcomes, is S equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So these are the possible outcomes when a die is rolled. That is n of S is 6. That is the number of elements in sample space is 6. Now take the first one, probability of getting a prime number. So let A be the event that getting a prime number. Now A contains 2, 3, 5 because the elementary events favorable to A are the prime numbers in the sample space 2, 3, and 5. As we have taken, A is the event that getting a prime number. So then A is equal to, so events favorable to A. Outcomes favorable to A. That is 2, 3, and 5. Now, the probability of getting a prime number is P of A is equal to number of outcomes favorable to A by number of all possible outcomes. That is N of A by N of S. That is 3 by 6, which is equal to 1 by 2. And now take the next one. Probability of getting a number lying between 2 and 6. So let B be the event that getting a number between 2 and 6. Now, the outcomes favorable to this B is between 2 and 6 is there are 3 elementary events 3, 4, 5. So that B is equal to set 3, 4, 5. And the number of elements in B is 3. Now, the probability of getting a number lying between 2 and 6, that is probability of B is equal to N of B by N of S, which is equal to, again, 3 by 6 and is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. And take the third one. Probability of getting an odd number. So let's see with the event that getting an odd number. And now the outcomes favorable to C are 1, 3, and 5 because these three are odd numbers in sample space. So C is equal to set of 1, 3, 5. And number of elements in C is N of C is equal to 3. Now, the probability of getting an odd number is P of C is equal to N of C by N of S, which is equal to 3 by 6 and is equal to 1 by 2. Okay. So let us see 8th question. What is the probability of selecting a red king from a deck of cards? So students, and number of cards in a deck of cards is 52. We know that clearly. And the number of ways of selecting a card from deck of cards is N of S is equal to 52 because there are 52 possible outcomes. And now let A be the event that getting a red king. And we know that there are 2 red kings in deck of cards. So they are diamond K and K of hearts, K of diamonds and K of hearts, king of hearts and king of diamonds. So that is N of A is equal to 2. Now, the probability of selecting a red king from deck of cards is P of A is equal to number of outcomes favorable to A by number of all possible outcomes, which is denoted by N of A by N of S is equal to 2 by 52 and is equal to 1 by 26. Okay, students, that's all for today. And in next class, we shall see some more applications based on probability. Until then, see you. Bye.